Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Luann Fortune at Saybrook University, and I welcome you to this mindful moment. And today, what I'd like to talk about is something that I have been dwelling on for a while, and I hope it'll support your brief meditation. For me, it's a distinction between centering and grounding, and very often we use these terms interchangeably. But I think when we bring ourselves to the present moment, there's a very slight difference. And these are my definitions. For me, centering refers to a process of intentionally bringing our mental, our physical, our focus, our consciousness to the immediate present, but it's initiated by looking inward. And in a moment, I'll lead us through that. But also very often we talk about grounding as something that's interchangeable, and grounding is showing up in a lot of different ways in different sorts of references right now. More specifically, I think it directs ourselves energetically to a state of balance by looking outward and connecting ourselves with context and physical support that binds us to the planet, to each other, to our connections, but it's still very much about the present moment. And as I've been reflecting on that, I think grounding also welcomes in a moment of synchronicity, and I will take us there in just a second, but I wanted to share this that I took photos of this morning because as I've been contemplating this, I was out on my morning walk trying to pay attention to how I wanted to express this. And I looked down, and after a big rainstorm, I noticed that a whole little huddle of baby ducklings had attached themselves onto two renegade ducks that are down by the pond. And they were all huddled together and they were being looked after. And I was filled with this sense of wonder and how if I had missed paying attention in that present moment, if I'd be caught in the ruminations of my thought, that I would have missed that. And for the rest of my walk, I focused then on where I was with each footstep. So first of all, I invite you all to pay attention to where your feet are right now. And unless you're carrying this recording along with you while you two are walking through the woods, you might very well be sitting in front of a screen. So first of all, you might just want to pay attention to where your body is in space. And if you want, you might even want to stand up with that. And notice if your feet are planted firmly on the ground and they are connected to the ground, which connects you to a room or to a bigger space, to a neighborhood, to a community. And allow yourself in just this moment to feel what it's like to be connected to that ground, to the planet, to the environment that we are all part of, to the milieu that's floating around us. And allow yourself in this moment to be present with that. And if you want to gaze upon the screen in front, or if you want to gaze through a window or to the distant corner of your room, take this moment to be very present in the now of your context. And while you're doing that, breathing in and breathing out, perhaps there's something that piques your interest to focus on the outside of you. It might be a particular color or a shape or a texture. You might even invite in your sense of touch and smell. And while you're doing that, notice that part of what's going on is you're also breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. And sending those molecules from the inside of you to the outside of you. And you might want to gaze upon for a moment something that has caught your sense of wonder. For me, it was my ducklings this morning earlier, but right now, it's the lush green that I'm looking out onto. And as you breathe in and out, allow yourself perhaps to be filled with a moment of gratitude for the green, for the blue, for the color, for the texture. And maybe it's something you can feel on your skin on the outside of you, a little breeze coming at you, or maybe the slight vibration from the vent, or a ray of sunshine. And maybe from the outside of you, it's something that's beyond touch or sight. Maybe it's a humming, the humming that reminds you you're attached to a room. And if you can, in this space that you're in, see if you can set aside the wandering of our vast imagination to take us forward and backward and upward and downward, to be present in the ground that supports you, in the space that holds you right now as you're breathing in and breathing out. And if it works for you, you might want to even imagine that those feet, or perhaps it's your pelvic bowl that connects you to the surface that's supporting you, have long, deep roots, energetic roots that reach down and bring up a life force that can nurture and nourish you as you breathe in and breathe out. And if you find your imagination begins to drift away and take you to places where that sense of wonder and being connected with the ground below is strong, perhaps you are walking on a beach or wandering in a forest. And as you breathe in and out, see if you can hold on to that sense of being connected. Perhaps you can feel that energetic force as it reaches out through your fingertips and connects you to the air in the room that you're in right now, the space that's supporting you, breathing in and out. And you might also notice that grounding can happen from the very top of your head, right out the crown of your head and out your scalp, connecting you to the heavens above. And breathing in and breathing out. And you might even notice that the world around you is also breathing in and out. So as you feel this sense of grounding and being connected, now in the safety of that, allow yourself to go inside, following your breath in and out. And as you breathe in, allow your focus, your attention, your awareness to enter the inside of you. And you might follow your breath down through your trachea, down into your lungs, And if it's comfortable, maybe let your eyes go closed to allow yourself to better focus on being on the inside of you, sending your attention and your focus to your very center. And you might envision that breath reaching down into your very solar plexus, into the very core of your body being. And perhaps it's also your energetic being and your biological being. And as you breathe into that very core and pause and release, allow yourself to settle into the center of yourself. And you might notice what you're experiencing there, where your somatic awareness takes you. Does it bring up temperatures? Are you experiencing movement, vibration at that center core of yours? And with an eye that's beyond external vision, are there colors or movement or shapes coming up? Breathing in and breathing out. And if you can allow yourself to settle here and just watch your breath as it comes in and fills your core, and as it releases, and see if you can hold on to this awareness of being in the very present, inside of you. And in a quiet sort of solitude, see if you can sit here for a moment, for a few breath cycles, breathing in and out. You might sense that this is a very safe place, too, on the inside of you, at your very center, at your very core, and one that has infinite spaciousness as well that you can return back to. But now I want to begin to invite you to notice that the core of you is also connected to the outside of you. So with your next breath out, notice that you're breathing out into that space outside, that space that you're grounded in, that planet you're connected to, the other beings who are taking breaths in and out. And just for playfulness and fun, see if you can hold on to awareness simultaneously of being on the core of the inside of you, centered and complete, and also grounded in the space around you, with a breath in and out. And now it's time for me to invite you to begin to integrate and come back out into the rest of your day. And in a moment, you'll begin to open your eyes. And as your eyes begin to open or refocus, you can notice that you and the people gathered here in the shared space are in a meditative state. And if you remain quiet, that's okay. And if you speak, speak from your experience. Consider bringing this sense of presence and integration to your day to make it a fruit of your practice. I'm Luann Fortune, and I thank you for joining us for Mindful Moments today.